Hello, people of the internet. This is Shaky Jake, and I really need a catchphrase. Previously on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, retreated from Taris and ended up landing on Dantooine, the home of the Jedi Council and pretty much the Jedi Order of the Knights of the Old Republic era, and we became a Jedi for the first time ever, which is pretty damn awesome. So we are now equipped with our own lightsaber, and I chose to become a Jedi Sentinel after recommendations from Master Dorak. And again, I should explain about the Jedi classes a little bit more. When I normally play the Knights of the Old Republic games, I always pick Jedi Counselor or Jedi Consular. I always pick that class primarily because they focus on the Force. You can get 2 Force powers every other level up, and I just generally find they're the best class and the most natural class for me to play as. With certain mods that I have installed, the Jedi classes all now have an ability to get 2 Force powers every other level up, and that makes it a little bit easier to select between the different classes. And the only thing that's missing now is the fact that the Jedi Guardian is still the only class that can, force jump, essentially. You can't do a force jump as a Jedi Consular or a Jedi Sentinel. And that's a shame, but otherwise, the Jedi classes are now a little bit more balanced in my view. So, before we carry on, I need to put Canderous in the party because I want to use him to trigger Carth and Canderous' conversation together. They only have one. So let's level Canderous up, and recommended attributes, he gets strength, that's absolutely fine. Skills, treat injury, that's fine. Feats, I want him to have full implants, level 3, and we shall go for master toughness as well. Make him a beast. And Carth, I think I want him back in his normal clothes again because I haven't seen that awesome orange jacket in quite a while. What's Davik's visor do? Improved power blast. Oh, that's cool. So if you didn't have improved power blast before, Davik's visor just gives you it for free. That's pretty cool. Right, we'll give a neural band to Carth. I suppose I could wear the Verpine headband if I really wanted to, but we're not going to do that. So let's carry on, because we've got a new planet to explore, and with the mods I've installed to make it look a little bit more vibrant, it's going to be quite refreshing for me to play through, I think, this time around. Because as I've said previously, Dantooine isn't one of my favourite planets in this game, even though it is a nice peaceful jaunt after Taris. So 300 credits in this footlocker, we will definitely take that. And I think this is a Pazak player. And he is. Who are you? Not right now. From what I can remember, there's literally no point to playing Pazak in the first Knights of the Old Republic game. I think if you beat Pazak players a number of times, they eventually just refuse to play you because you're too good. But apart from that, I don't think there's any benefit to it. So I never bother normally, unless if I know there's a guaranteed reward afterwards. So what do you have to say?
Why are you bothering me? I'm here to speak with the council, not some servant. Please leave, or I shall be forced to tell the council of your rude behavior.
And you sound pretty rude as well, so I'm going to take stuff from you. And you've only got a med pack, so you're pretty worthless. Okay. And yeah, Dantooine is an interesting place, but it's not one of my favourite planets to play through in Knights of the Old Republic 1. But with this green grass that's been modded in, that I've downloaded a mod for, it makes the planet look a little bit more vibrant, and it's kind of refreshing after seeing this place be full of yellow and orange. So, Belaya, what do you have to say?
Greetings, apprentice. Though I understand you shall not have that lowly title much longer. Master Jar tells me that your progress has been remarkable. Soon he feels you will attain the rank of Padawan. Then you will truly be a full-fledged Jedi. How are you enjoying your training?
I question why Master Jar is telling you anything about my training, but okay. It's difficult but worthwhile.
With power comes responsibility. And only by learning discipline and sacrifice can we truly learn to master our potential. I wish you luck in your training, apprentice. There is much you must yet learn. May the Force be with you.
I bet in the original script it was, with great power comes great responsibility, but someone at BioWare basically decided, nah, that's riffing on Spider-Man too much, let's change it. Can we leave without talking to the droid? No, we can't. Okay, so you actually have to talk to this one random NPC who doesn't, you know, bring up the widescreen cinematic style dialogue conversation thing. So talk to this droid.
The council has decreed you may come and go as you please.
And the door's open. Well, if I could come and go as I please, why were the doors locked on me, droid? Huh? Okay, let's just go. So here is Dantooine, or the outside of the Jedi Enclave, and why is there a Republic security officer here? You're not normally here.
Please be careful on the plains, apprentice. Kath Hounds are about.
So a dude with a blaster rifle thinks he's more impressive than someone with a lightsaber. Okay. I think he's new. I think he's a restoration mob change because he doesn't normally appear there. So already Dantooine looks so much more vibrant with green grass compared to the usual yellow and orange grass that this has. So we've gone from a sort of autumn look to a summer look, and I quite like that. So let's carry on and let's talk to this person.
It is good sometimes to stop and reflect on the beauty of nature and the Force. I am sorry. I tend to get carried away. I do not believe we have met, apprentice. My name is Nemo. Is there something I can help you with?
I have been given a task by the council.
Indeed. What is it you would like from me?
Could you do it for me? No. What do you know of the Tainted Grove?
The council has told you nothing of the grove?
No, they have not.
Then it would not be my place to explain its significance. But as the light side can be embodied in living beings, so can the dark. The grove can be found to the south and east in the plains, but be wary of Kath Hounds. They may be agitated by the power in the grove. Is there something else I can help you with?
I have a question about Dantooine.
Very well. What is it you wish to know?
Master Jar said there are caves on Dantooine with lightsaber crystals.
Ah, yes, those caves. Those caves are dangerous for the unwary. Kinreth spiders infest the places. They are attracted by the colors and heat given off by the crystals, I think. It is a pity. Those caves are strong with the Force. Is there something else I can help you with?
I would like to know about you.
About me? I am truly flattered. What is it you wish to know?
Who are you?
As I have said, I believe, my name is Nemo. I am here by the will of the Jedi Council.
Oh, I thought you were here by the will of BioWare, but okay. You are a Jedi?
Indeed, my young friend, that I am. I have served the Council for many years, and have seen many apprentices pass through this enclave.
Are you a member of the Council?
I think perhaps you place an undue importance on rank and hierarchy. Understandable, but regrettable also. We each serve in our place, high or low. Is there something else I can help you with?
I would like to know about you, but only one last thing.
About me? I am truly flattered. What is it you wish to know?
What kind of a name is Nemo anyway?
The importance you put in a name is misleading, young one. You, of all people, should remember that. Is there something else I can help you with?
That was an odd response, but okay. I must be going now.
I hope your time is well spent here on Dantooine.
So we've spoken to Nemo, who seems like a pretty chill guy from what I can tell. And Canderous, I haven't spoken to you at all, so do you have anything interesting to say?
Yeah, what do you want?
I was wondering if you had any interesting stories.
You want to hear tales of my exploits? Of the wars I've seen and fought, the enemies I've seen die by my hand? Sure, I'll humor you. My name's Canderous, of the Mandalorian clan Ordo. I've been fighting across the galaxy for 40 of your years. For my people, it is the honor and glory of battle that rules us. It's through combat that we prove our worth, gain renown, and make our fortunes.
Is that why you work as a mercenary?
Times have changed now. The Mandalore clans have been scattered across the Outer Rim. The Republic is in decline, and the Sith Empire rises to take its place. The clans as they were aren't a threat, but the galaxy still fears us. People think we war out of spite or bloodlust. They don't understand, and fear that. We only wanted the challenge of the battle, and glory from it, win or lose. And we lost. But now I have no real challenges. Crushing Davik's enemies and the pathetic gangs in the lower city of Taris could not be considered the most glorious of tasks. When I think of the battles I've fought, the thousands I've killed, the worlds I've burned, I weep for my past. We will never again speak of this. We've got work to do, so let's get to it.
And that's entirely reasonable. So let's carry on and actually get into Dantooine properly. Or soon, rather. Let's talk to you two.
Hello. I'm afraid I'm not very good at explaining things. If you have any questions, please ask my husband.
Will do.
Greetings, friend. I think I can safely assume you are a member of the Jedi Order. Has the Council agreed to hear our petition?
I am sorry, I do not know.
Oh, I see. I am mistaken. How may I be of assistance?
Who are you?
My name is Gar. Me and my fine wife, Rilke, here,
A pleasure.
live on one of the northern farms. But the Kath Hounds and the Mandalorian problem has been getting really bad of late, and we're here to ask the Jedi Council to help.
You mentioned Kath Hounds?
Recently, the Kath Hounds have been acting much more aggressively. They've even attacked some of the settlers. Those Mandalorian raiders have been milking the outlying farms dry, too. I hear John got hit really bad. Too bad about his daughter.
He should have been protecting her better if he wanted to keep her.
Mandalorian beast. Some of us don't like fighting and killing and butchering as much as you. I'm not sure exactly what the Council will do about it, but we need some help with this. I only hope they'll listen to me. Is there anything else you require?
Mandalorians here?
Ever since the Republic beat them years ago, little groups have been roaming all over the place.
They're pathetic. They're taking scraps when they should be taking worlds.
With the Sith invasion, the Republic doesn't have the manpower to hunt them down. The Jedi are even worse off because Malak has been hunting them specifically. They're worried that he might even be supporting these raiders, so don't want to face them directly. That puts us in a kind of hard situation. Is there anything else I can help you with?
What can you tell me about Dantooine?
Well, as you can see, Dantooine is mostly plains and grassland, but it has a nice hearty soil. A lot of new people have come in the last generation or so. The ones you'll most likely hear about are the Sandrils and the Matalis. Big, wealthy landowners, both of them. But Alan Matali and Nurik Sandril just can't seem to get along. And now Alan wants to get the Council to do something.
Do something? Has something happened?
Well, from what I hear, it started about a week ago. See, Nurik's son, Cassis, is an archaeologist. Bright lad, too, but he disappeared. Nurik, of course, blamed Alan, but even he didn't take it before the Council. But now Alan's son, Shen, has disappeared as well, and no one knows where he's gone. Alan blames Nurik. He thinks he's kidnapped his son. I don't know exactly what he wants to ask the Council, but from what I know of Alan, he's probably going to be after blood. Is there anything else you require?
No, that's it. I must be going now.
Farewell, then. May the Force be with you. Is that how it goes? Yes. May the Force be with you.
So we've had a couple of updates there that will play out later on in the game, but...
Are you a Jedi? How long can you people continue to sit by and claim you protect us? Protectors? Ha! You sit in your enclave safe from the Mandalorians while we suffer.
interrupted there, but that's absolutely fine. What are you talking about?
Those Mandalorian brutes have killed my daughter.
You should have protected her better. And you call yourself her father.
And what am I supposed to do against a dozen Mandalorians and Duros? Nothing. There was nothing I could do. They came to our land demanding our livelihood. But Ilsa, my Ilsa, said no.
Jesus. Option 2 is a bit harsh. They killed her?
There was nothing I could do. Too many of the Mandalorians and their Duros allies. I've come here to ask you, please, Master Jedi, stop these raiders and get revenge for my daughter.
Option number 4 is so over the top, it's unfunny. Let's see. I am not a Jedi yet.
But you have been accepted into the Order. Yours is the authority of the Jedi. I will give you all I have. Just please, annihilate them from the face of this planet.
So we have a side quest to do and kill some Mandalorians. I'm not quite sure why Canderous would approve of this, considering he is a Mandalorian himself, but he'll help us either way. And who are you named NPC? What happened to you? I've never quite understood the option of you must give something back, but I'm going to say it anyway. You must give something back. I must be going now. This Juros guy always confused me because I never understood if he was meant to be the same guy as the one you encountered twice on Taris or if he was just a completely separate NPC. But yeah, his presence always confused me. Anyway, let's move on.
Dantooine looks peaceful enough, but packs of Kath Hounds roam these plains. We need to keep our guard up while we're out here.
Ooh, that's interesting. Carth has a new line of dialogue that doesn't normally trigger here. That must be a restoration mod edition. So, yeah, Canderous has a lot to provide here as well with the Mandalorian stuff, so that's why I always take Carth and Canderous here. What do you have to say?
Greetings, young Jedi. I wonder if you could assist me. I seem to have lost my companion, you see?
And your speeder bike is deafening me. Your companion?
We were working on my farm to the north of here. I was working in the garden outside, and he was working inside. I heard the door to the house open, but not close. I went to see and found it wide open. I searched everywhere and could not find him. I worry so much. I need him back so badly. I wonder if he... Could he have been kidnapped?
Well, could it have been Kath Hounds? Because everyone seems to be talking about them lately.
Kath Hounds are not intelligent enough to open doors. Although they have been more vicious lately. No, it must have been someone who could open the door by himself. Come to think of it, the door was locked.
Could it have been opened from the inside? It's obviously the droid, but could it have been opened from the inside?
Well, yes, it could have, but he had no reason to run away. His programming...
Yes, I already know it's a droid. That's a little bit... I was a little bit ahead of myself there, but yeah. Your missing companion is a droid?
Well, yes, he is a droid, but he is very valuable to me all the same. He's the last piece of my poor passed-away husband that I have left. He is very dear to me, my precious is. I don't know what I'd do without him. He's the only companionship I have on all of Dantooine.
You live alone with this droid?
He is a personal assistance droid. My husband was a genius at constructing droids. He made this one capable of taking care of me for the rest of my life. As the last legacy of my husband, for my own personal ease of mind, I need him back. His absence gnaws at me like a gaping wound.
Wow, she really misses her droid, doesn't she?
Please, I beg of you, return my droid to me.
Oh, Carth occasionally has some great lines of dialogue in this game. It's actually quite underrated when you think about it. if I happen to see him, I will send him back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Master Jedi. If you find him, please send him home to me. I need him so much.
Okay, so we've got another side quest there. Combat may have already been triggered by the looks of it. And these guys don't normally show up here, but let's just go to them anyway. Are they going to attack? Oh, the cutscene's triggered though. Oh, there seems to be a lot more enemies now, thanks to the I'm trying to remember how you pronounce them. The Irias, Irias? Oh, I don't know. Iras, I'm just going to say. So, Force Lightning. Our first proper combat as a Jedi as well. Why is this Kath Hound running away? Come back. As you can see, Force Lightning is rather OP, which is why I usually take it regardless of what side I'm on. So a couple of changes have been made, because normally we only fight Kath Hounds here at the start, but it's been changed thanks to the restoration mod. And wow, see how much nicer and more vibrant Dantooine looks with green grass? Seriously, do a comparison of what the original game looks like compared to this. That's not to say I don't fault BioWare's development team's work at all. I just prefer this colour scheme for the planet. Okay, this isn't going very well. These bigger Kath Hounds are usually a lot more difficult to take out. Oh, Canderous, I didn't want you to attack anymore, but okay.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, I think I may actually need to use a stim. Oh yeah, I definitely need to use a stim. And I need to run. Hopefully that... Okay, good, they're staying there. Right, I need a med pack. And another one. And I should... Oh, I ain't got an energy shield, okay. I'm gonna have to take this slow then. Come on. Come to me. That's one down. Next one. It's the Horn Kath Hounds that are the problem. So I need to throw a grenade at you. Oh dear, come on. And do the run away tactic afterwards. Oh, they're running away from me now for some reason, but that's fine. Kind of. Come on. Okay, that went much better this time. Combat can still be quite difficult even when you become a Jedi, and on impossible difficulty that is the same. Because again, as if I haven't said already, I am on impossible difficulty. And yeah, we're going to have to play this quite strategically because some of these Kath Hounds can be a pain in the arse occasionally. So let's heal. Of course it'd be easier if Bastila was with us because there'd be two Jedi instead of just the one. But, you know, I'm the only Jedi right now in the party, so we'll have to play this nice and cool. Anyway, let's talk to that Rhodium we skipped out on earlier because we haven't talked to him. And I have a theory about this Rhodium because he does show up in Knights of the Old Republic 2 as well. And I kept thinking, imagine if he becomes a companion for, well, a party member for Knights of the Old Republic 3, which never happened, but anyway. purpose. You're trying to sell me something, aren't you? Let me see what you're selling. So, Adam Larp sells a number of very expensive items. I've never actually bought any of these in the entire time I've played the game, simply because 15,000 credits is just far too much to spend. I've only got a third of that at the moment, and the rest of what he sells is just generic stuff, but the first three are definitely worth looking into if you've got the money. So let's close that. You can buy 2 maps from him for 2 credits each, which is actually an amazing deal, but let's not do that for now. Okay, I focused on the wrong Kath Hound there. Let's get them all in view. There we go, that's what I like to see.
Time to rumble!
Canderous taking loads of damage isn't, however. Fortunately, we don't have to pick up loads of loot from these Kath Hounds because they never carry anything, so that's all good. Is there any more? No? Okay. We don't want to go this way yet because we won't get anything from there until later on. So let's cure myself and my party members and head to the Metale grounds. More Kath Hounds, beautiful. I actually don't come out this way very often, so this is new for me. But anyway, we'll kill these guys anyway. Assuming I don't die. I said assuming I don't die.
How'd you like that?
No, I'm gonna die, aren't I?
Oh,
told you. Upon reloading my last save, I had to fight those Kath Hounds again, and I've decided to go a completely different way and backtrack and go towards the Metale grounds again, but from the other exit, which is the way I normally go anyway. Oh, wow, there's loads more enemies than I'm used to here. This is not going to be good, is it? Please tell me they're just peaceful creatures. No, they're not. Fortunately, they're not too bad.
you asked for this! Die!
Fortunately, they seem to be easier to kill than Kath Hounds. I'm not quite sure why they were cut from the final game, but at the same time, they seem quite peaceful compared to the Kath Hounds, so maybe BioWare just thought it seemed a bit redundant killing creatures that are otherwise quite passive and, you know, don't really mind humans as such. But yeah, it's quite random how they still attack you either way, but otherwise are relatively calm. And let's see what's happening over here, shall we? Because this cutscene that's about to play normally amuses me.
You've been holding out on us again. Since you haven't given us enough money, I guess we're gonna have to take it out of you piece by piece.
No, please! Take my wife and children instead. Anything!
Ah, the cutscene's been interrupted. No! Refund! Refund! I'm going to reload. This time we'll take out the surrounding enemies so the Mandalorian can have his whole line play out. Okay. Come on, guys. Attack us. See, they don't actually come to us very often. Oh, there's actually quite a few of them. Will they attack me if I get closer? Oh, there we go. It seems their range isn't quite as extreme as the Kath Hounds are. See, killing these things, it makes me feel like I'm killing a unicorn, as opposed to an actual dangerous threat. Why are there so many of them? Feels like I'm, you know, committing mass genocide against a peaceful species.
What I knew.
In a way, I'm kind of glad BioWare cut these guys out, because it feels really... As I was saying, because I'm a bit worried the blaster fire may have deafened my voice up, I'm kind of glad BioWare cut them out, because it feels like I'm just committing genocide on a peaceful species that don't deserve to be killed and aren't actually doing anything wrong. Oh well. Hopefully this time the Mandalorian's speech won't get cut off. We'll no doubt find out in a moment.
You've been holding out on us again. Since you haven't given us enough money, I guess we're gonna have to take it out of you piece by piece.
No, please! Take my wife and children instead. Anything!
Wife and children. Sounds like a good idea.
That dialogue thread is both amusing and sad at the same time. Any guy who would rather sell out his wife and children to save his own neck is a pretty despicable human being, but I think BioWare intended to play it for laughs more than actual genuine seriousness, so I didn't take it seriously anyway. Let's just kill this Mandalorian and get it over with. And everyone else is just going to ignore us, apparently.
Time to rumble!
For some reason. Oh wow, that's a lot of damage. Oh, now they've realised. Come on then. Not quite sure why they didn't respond to us when we were attacking the Mandalorian, but whatever. So they haven't got anything special, just a couple of items. It does make me wonder why Canderous would help us take on Mandalorians, but maybe it's because he thinks they've lost their honour by basically stealing and basically scrapping for basically anything they can get their hands on, so he doesn't mind exterminating the weak Mandalorians. That's my guess anyway. Let's see what this Mandalorian datapad has to say. Jag, did you remember not to take the XT model bike out today? There was something funny with one of the intakes and I thought it could jam. Ha! Consider yourself lucky. If someone was dumb enough to take that thing out, he would have ploughed right into the ground within a kilometre. That was a waste of 10 seconds. Nothing interesting there. I suppose it just provides a little bit of insight into how the Mandalorians talk to each other. But moving on. As I have said before, Dantooine looks so much nicer with green as opposed to just orange and yellow. It's so much nicer to look at. And my earliest experiences of playing Dantooine back in 2003 when this game first came out, and 2004 was when I mostly played this game because I got it at the very end of 2003 on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Dantooine used to have a lot of problems with lag where, you know, the characters would just sort of stop and then warp to the other end of the map. It was a very well known problem, and that is thankfully not an issue on a modern operating system, or at least on my PC anyway, so I'm glad that no longer happens because it was really annoying when it did happen.
This is private property. By what authority are you trespassing on this estate?
My own. My weapons are my authority. Bloody hell. No. I'm sorry, I'll be going now.
Leave immediately. Only those on official family business are permitted within the estate.
These settlers have come to Dantooine seeking privacy. Perhaps we should respect their wishes.
And that is entirely reasonable. Although it's a little bit overkill, because they all died. Okay. Force lightning it. I don't care, just force lightning it. Half's leveled up, which is nice.
Oh!
Force lightning, come on. How did that only attack one? That's stupid of me.
Here. Let's go! Ready? Let's go!
And because I forgot to save after killing all of those Kath Hounds, I've got to kill all of them again. But I've actually decided not to, because I can deal with them at a later date, and I should go the way I normally go, which is heading back towards where that Mandalorian was. So let's use night speed for the first time. Oh yeah, and I've turned the visual effect off as well that normally accompanies the burst of speed powers, just simply for performance and also to prevent the, in my eyes, the really over-the-top blurriness that accompanies it. So this is absolutely fine for me. I can't remember if I ever turned it off in the sequel or not, but no doubt I'll find out if I ever get around to playing that. So we need to head towards the Grove, which is where we need to tackle the problems that the Jedi Council have talked about. So this is the opposite end of where we died earlier, but thankfully it's a little less combat intensive. So let's deal with these Kath Hounds. Take them out as quickly as possible.
You're dead.
Combat's got slightly difficult again since Taris, but that's fine. Sounddraw grounds we can go to later, particularly if we want to get some lightsaber crystals to change the colour of our lightsaber and to basically enhance them. But let's see what's happening over here.
Achuta, 뭔가 군비돌비 기구였나? 동 바투가스 막딜리아.
Who are you?
ronda dijo donga kun hankabi. Muchashak bakan, ta kunjus tak miki grabel mogo. Jeda badwana nidi bobo.
What do you want me to do?
Ronda dijo donga kun hankabi. Ka chi kun ida donga. Iking kun opa mulera chi kun. Spim tong hait wam jiji jung lumpa. Ronda dijo donga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking barunotek. Tok ning chatu kun de mulerabes. Ka chi kun ida donga. Ronda dijo donga kun hankabi. Ka chi kun ida donga. Ronda dijo donga kun hankabi. Ka chi kun ida donga.
Oh, he does like to talk, doesn't he? Is there anything else I should know?
Ronda dijo donga kun hankabi. Muchashak bakat.
So we've got a detective style case to do now, and we could easily just say I'm not interested, but I'm going to do it anyway because I am a responsible Jedi. So first of all, I am going to talk to... Do you have anything else to say? Actually no, let's not talk to you first, let's talk to the droid first.
Greetings, apprentice. You must be the one Master Balut has enlisted to help him with this problem. I am an information retrieval droid. I can assist you by accessing the records of both the Jedi Enclave and the central government facilities here on Dantooine. If you have any need of my services, please do not hesitate to talk to me. I have already retrieved some information from the archives on Kordanetic, Ricard Lusov, and Hand and Gold. I have also had time to examine the body of Mr. Netic. Is there any information you require?
Yes. What did you find out about the body?
My preliminary analysis of the body indicates that he was killed approximately 3 hours ago by a single energy blast to the torso. Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about these planes.
These planes are rife with wild animals, not all of them benign. The Iriars are mostly docile, but can easily be provoked to violence. Kath Hounds, on the other hand, are much more deadly. There have been over 35 catalogued attacks on settlers by Kath Hounds in the last 2 weeks. A general advisory was given out 3 days ago to carry a weapon at all times when on the plains. Small farms and holdings dot the plains and can provide safe refuge for those in need. Is there any other information you need?
I will have more questions later.
Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Now to talk to the 2 gentlemen. So, you...
Another Jedi, huh? Helping that Twi'lek investigate, no doubt. He seems stumped. I'm Rickard Lusoff. Maybe you can figure this out and let me get out of here.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I was out hunting Iriaz when I spotted one over here by the bridge. I pull out my rifle and aim at it. I couldn't see it that well, mind you, because the damn sun was in my eyes. So I shoot it and it drops. I walk over here and find Handon standing over Calder's body. So why don't you get this whole farce over with and send that whiner Handon to the prison he belongs in?
So, Iriaz is how you pronounce it. Okay, now I know that for future reference. So, let's talk to Handon.
Ah, greetings. You must be assisting Master Baluk in his investigation. I'm Handon Gould. Perhaps you've heard of me?
Ah, yes, of course, Mr. Gould.
Really? Well, then I assure you, on my reputation, I had nothing to do with the killing.
I have to do it every time.
I will help you with the case as best I can, though. You see, I was out here running earlier today. Yes, running. I do that a lot. Can't stand speeders, never use them. Keeps me in shape, too, you know. Anyway, I was out running on the other side of that bridge there, when all of a sudden I heard a shot coming from over here. I ran over and found this man Calder lying on the ground, dead.
Did you see the killer?
And I saw Rickard come skulking out of the shadows of the rocks south of the river, and I knew something was wrong. I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave right away. Well, there. That's my story. Now, please hurry this up and arrest Rickard so I can get on with my day.
So both men are pretty much accusing the other. Where's the body? Here. So, shot from behind with a blaster. Okay, let's talk to Baluk again. Tell me what happened here.
Runda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Tong haitwam jiji jumblumpa. Ka chi kun ita hodonga. Ta kum just tak miki grabel mogo. Runda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Ka chi kun ita.
There's nothing perplexing about 2 men accusing each other of doing the crime. That's called trying not to go to prison. I want to discuss the murder.
Runda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Ta kum just tak miki grabel mogo. Jeda badwana ni di bobo. Tong haitwam jiji jumblumpa. Muchashak pakat.
Okay, I'm trying to remember which one it is. What does it... Let's say Handon's lying. Fat people always lie. Oh, wow. Why is that even an option? It's clearly not that. Actually, I reconsidered. Right, Rickard is lying. It was cloudy, there was no sun glare.
Tong haitwam jiji jumblumpa. Nita poe tikito. Ta kum just tak miki grabel mogo. Ka chi kun ita hodonga. Muchashak pakat.
Right, stage 2 of the investigation, so let's go back to the droid and see if he's got anything else.
Is there any other information you need?
Yes, what can you tell me about Calder and Handon?
The Southwood Speeder rental business has records that over the past several weeks, a speeder had been rented by Mr. Nettic and Mr. Gould. Is there any other information you need?
What can you tell me about Calder and Rickard?
According to the municipal authorities near the Garrow spaceport, there had been news of violent drunken activity in a cantina attached to the port. Apparently, a Mr. R. Lusoff was making accusations at a Mr. C. Nettic about cheating him in a business deal. Jedi Tuka was dispatched to the scene and restored order. Is there any other information you need?
What did you find out about... Oh no, I've already asked that, haven't I? I will have more questions later.
Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Now, on to Handon.
How can I be of further assistance?
Of the 2, I prefer Handon, just because he's got a slightly nicer personality, but anyway. You knew Calder better than you admit. You rented a speeder with him.
But I realize this must seem like a motive to you, but I assure you it isn't. I dislike Calder, true. I would punch his face in, given the opportunity, but I would not kill him.
I want the truth. Now.
My wife was cheating on me with him. I slept in my own bed while I was in the next room. But, as much as I may hate him for that, I could not kill him. It may have been my own fault for driving my wife away. I must try not to take the law into my own hands. I was just out running, trying to clear my head for the divorce proceedings, not stalking him to kill him. Running is not a crime.
I don't know, I've encountered plenty of joggers who refuse to give way on pavements. I want to ask you something else.
How can I be of further assistance?
Why would someone want to kill him if not you?
Well, you see, Calder was involved in some pretty sordid business from time to time. More often than not, I've heard. Disreputable business practices, even more disreputable clients. I've even heard he had dealings with a hut here on Dantooine. Now, I bet you're wondering if I had any reasons to kill the man, but I tell you, I hardly knew him. I saw him once or twice, yes, and I've heard some pretty unkind things about him, but certainly nothing that would make me want to kill him.
Liar, you wanted to kill him for having an affair with your wife. You just admitted it to me.
Knock his block off, maybe, sure, but not kill him. I hope you don't find that incriminating. You know, normally I'm not prone to outbursts like that, but Calder, Mr. Neddick, he was not a very nice person. Not a very nice person to me or my family. I had had my suspicions for several weeks, but had no proof until 2 days ago. It seems Calder was seeing my wife. Right under my nose, no less.
Well, if you can't keep her, it's your own fault.
But, as much as I may hate him for that, I could not kill him. It may have been my own fault for driving my wife away. I was just out running.
Okay, you've already said all that. That's all for now.
Of course, of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
So Canderous is actually pretty ballsy in this episode. He's got quite a lot to say about people. Now, on to Rickard or Ricard, whatever.
So, what do you want to know?
Did you know the victim?
Yeah, I knew him. Hell, we've known each other for a good long time. Doesn't mean I really have to have liked the slime ball. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on him. Especially now that he's dead. We actually got along pretty well most of the time. We just had our differences. We were actually business partners. We were involved in some orbit-to-ground transport operations for Aerotech. Can I leave now? I should probably be the one to give the news to his wife.
I want to ask you something else.
So, what do you want to know?
Why were you out here?
I told you already, didn't I?
Oh yeah, you did, sorry.
I...
Not just yet.
So?
You thought Calder was cheating you.
Now, I don't love Calder, but we go back a long way. We run a suborbital shipping and transport company out of Garang Spaceport. We've been partners in that business for well over 20 years, and we've been doing just fine the way we are.
You can deny it, but there was bad blood between you.
Right. So?
Why would someone want to kill him?
You Jedi are so predictable, always seeing some greater purpose behind everything, when the simple answer is usually the right one. Can't you see that it must have been Handon? I found him standing over the damned body. I don't know why this is causing you so much trouble. You almost seem as lost as this Baluk guy.
I want to ask you something else.
So, what do you want to know?
Baluk said you were limping. Are you hurt?
Well, I kind of sprained my ankle running through the bush before I found the body, but it's nothing that serious.
That's all for now.
Right.
Now on to Baluk. I want to discuss the murder. Handon is lying. He knew his wife was cheating on him. And on to stage 3. Droid.
Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about the weapon found at the scene.
We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to KotOR. Is there any other information you need?
Well, you're useful, aren't you? I will have more questions later.
Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Handon.
How can I be of further assistance?
What do you know about the weapon found by the body?
That blaster was stolen from my house last week. I never knew what happened to it. I hardly have enough money to afford a single blaster, let alone another. I can't tell you how important it is to have a weapon on hand with all these ravenous Kath Hounds around. Even an Irias can take a man down if it gets in the mood. Every settler has a weapon. It's our most prized possession. I would most appreciate it if I could have that back after you determine that Rickard is the killer. How can I be of further assistance?
I would not want a weapon back after it's been involved in a crime scene, but okay. You're holding your side. Are you injured?
Injured? No, of course not. Why would I have been? Fit as a bantha. I run. I don't know if I mentioned that.
I want to ask you something else.
How can I be of further assistance?
Let's see. Actually, I've reconsidered. Nothing more right now.
Of course. Of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
On to Rickard.
So, what do you want to know?
What about the weapon found by the body?
That blaster? Never seen it before. Calder himself had a preference for Ichani weaponry. He had this one really nice light blaster rifle that he always used. Always wished I could get myself a rifle like the one he had. That blaster ain't it, though. Calder only had the one rifle, too, so he either must have borrowed that, or it's someone else's.
That's all for now.
Right.
But look... I want to discuss the murder. The blaster didn't belong to the victim. Don't assume that I'm incompetent, you silly man. Let me get more information on the blaster. I'm going to come back to you because I know it's Handon's. I want to discuss the murder. The blaster is Handon's, but he reported it stolen. Let me get more information on the blaster then. Okay, so he's not going to accept either one of those. Calder doesn't do anything. Droid.
Is there any other information you need?
Is there a report of Handon's blaster being stolen?
I am sorry, but I seem to be failing you. I have searched and searched, but I cannot seem to come up with anything at all. I thought to find the record of the missing weapon report Mr. Gould filed with the authorities, but there does not seem to be one. Is there any other information you need?
Interesting, okay. I will have more questions later.
Very well.
Handon, why did you lie to me?
How can I be of further assistance?
What do you know about the weapon found by the body, Handon?
That blaster was stolen from my house last week. I never knew what happened to it. I hardly have enough money to afford a single blaster, let alone another. Even an Irias can take a man down if it gets in the mood. I would most appreciate it if I... How can I be of further assistance?
You're holding your side. Are you injured?
Injured? No, of course not.
That's all for now.
Of course.
Right, I think I can just talk to Bullock again. I want to discuss the murder. The blaster is Handon's. He lied about it being stolen. Okay, fourth and hopefully final part of this investigation. Droid.
Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about the blood sample.
I have just received back an analysis of a sample of the blood found on the weapon. It had been sent back to the Enclave just before you arrived. The blood on the weapon is definitely not Calder's. Unfortunately, there was a bacterial contaminant in the sample that had been taken back to the laboratory, and it had become degraded. We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to Calder. Is there any other information you need?
Okay, I will have more questions later.
Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Handon.
How can I be of further assistance?
Nothing more right now.
Of course.
Rickard.
So,
Nothing more right now.
Right.
Can we just talk to Baluk and get this over with? I want to discuss the murder. It didn't belong to the victim. It's Handon's blood. He is clutching his side.
Hey, what are you doing?
No, they are both guilty. Rickard thought Calder was cheating him in business.
Damn you. Damn both of you.
You did good. You might just make a proper Jedi yet. Who knows?
Thanks, Kath. Now, admittedly, I'm not quite sure how many resolutions to that side quest there are, but I always say that the two of them are guilty just because it makes more sense to me than just accusing one of them, because they're both kind of dodging the questions anyway. Although of the two, I would say Rickard is the more guilty one. But for now, I'm going to leave it there because this has been a very long part. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.